What in the heck is that? How long has that been there? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Punky's World. I'm Punky, and I'm up in Palomar Mountain right now, hanging out in the woods. I found a chainsaw that's been under this rock for God knows how long. Let's see if it's seized up. So underneath this rock, God knows how long this thing has been here. I just came across this chainsaw, and it looks like it's been out here for a minute. I have no idea if it runs or if it's even seized or not. It's a MAC 3216 32cc engine. Hey, look at that! It's not seized up. This is a good thing. I think I'm gonna take this back to the lab. I'm gonna clean it off with degreaser. And oh, look at this. The primer valve is pretty bad too. Okay, we're gonna have to probably replace that. I'm gonna take this brick apart. I'm gonna fix it. And we'll use it to cut up some logs. It's gonna be great. Arr! Or we'll just take the chain off and scare the shit out of some trick-or-treaters, you know? And just at a snap of my finger, I'll be back at my lab. We are back in the lab. I'm getting no luck on this thing. In fact, I went to try to push the primer bulb and try to start the unit as well. And when I pushed on it, it actually split the primer bulb. So that needs to be replaced on top of it. I added a little bit of this ethanol-free 41 mix 2-stroke fuel to it. It's still not firing. I think we need to dig into this carburetor, and I think I'm gonna order a carburetor kit that comes with a new primer bulb, and it comes with new fuel lines, and I think we're gonna tear this down and put some new fuel lines in it, take a look at the carburetor, see if we can rebuild it. If not, we'll just put a cheap carburetor on there. They're pretty damn affordable. So let's clean this thing up first. Let's hose it off. It's all cleaned off now. It looks a lot better, and now it's not going to be a complete greasy mess when I take this apart to see what's up. On another note, no, I did not cut my finger off with the chainsaw, but I was using my utility knife, and it's just a folding regular utility knife you get from Home Depot, and the blade slipped out of it. It actually cut part of my thumb, and it didn't feel too good. Right now I got it wrapped up and everything. I'm going to super glue it, and it's going to be great, but definitely doesn't help me when I'm trying to work on stuff. I bought an extra air filter, some fuel line, I have a spark plug, I got a new gasket for the carburetor, and I even have a spare carburetor in case this one really pisses me the F off and I need to just swap it to get it going. We'll see what ends up happening. We'll see how trash this carburetor is. At this point I have a whole kit, so maybe we'll just throw the kit in there and send it. It'll be a little less work for me and I get this stupid thing running. Well, let's do a couple things. Let's check for spark. I haven't actually taken one of these apart before, but the boot is right here. I'm gonna put a pair of gloves on while I do this. I had a fight with my knife the other day. Guess who won? That's right, the knife won. So let's see. There it is, okay. Got that off, looks like it's champion plug. Let's pull that spark plug. Let's take the spark plug out. There it is, let's pull it out. Oh, it looks like a brand new freaking plug. Like literally brand new. I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. Let's see, do we have spark though? That's a good question. I can tell we have spark, so this is good. All right, so the spark plug's not the issue, and you know, honestly, I think this plug is just fine. This is a champion spark plug. It's better than the Chinese plug that came with the kit. So we're gonna just we're gonna send it. I'm getting about 100 psi out of this. You know, we'll put just a tiny bit of oil down the cylinder just because. Okay, let's see if that brings the compression up a little bit. I'm sure it will because it is oil in there. Let's see. Okay, so now we're at 110, so cool. All right, that's plenty enough. Plug is good. Let's throw this back in here. Wires back on. Just like that, it fired. Wow. I got a fuel issue. Let's take apart the carburetor because I still have to replace this primer valve right here because that one is toast. Woo! is a workout. It's more of a workout because it's hot as hell in here. Right now it's 108 degrees outside. Inside the lab it's about 95, and then the air conditioner is struggling to keep up. This is for the top of the carburetor. These might be the long bolts that put the carburetor in place. Man, it's wicked hot out there, guy. Hold the carburetor in place. Look at that, wicked cool. Here's our little carburetor guy. Oh, this is a little different. Oh, it just gives you an option for the linkage on the other side. Okay. Let's pull off these lines. It's all gunked. Okay. Wicked cool. Alright. That's off of there. This is our fuel fill line. Okay. Well, replace some of these hoses. Well, I didn't want to have to split this apart, but I guess that's where we're headed. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna need a phone. I kind of split the case slightly just because I pulled one of the hoses through, and it was really not necessary for me to pull the hose through, but because I did that, now I got to insert the hose back in, and the one I have is just a little bit too big for it, but that's where we're at. Right now we're at the fuel filter aspect of it, and the actual kit, it came with the new fuel filter. It just so happens I ended up finding some other fuel hose right here in my other fuel kit that I had for another chainsaw that I worked on before. So that is a positive right there. Is this even the same size? Oh, cool. Actually, we can put new hose on. So yeah, this other hose is a little too big. This is fresh, brand new hose. It came from another chainsaw video I worked on. So this is great. So we can actually replace all the hose in this. So we're gonna go above and beyond to make this thing extra better. All right. Gonna feed it through. When we split the case, there's a tiny hole to get this hose on through. And so that is our mission right now, is we're gonna get the hose on in, hopefully. Cool. And we're gonna feed this through the other hole. Little prison lube. It's so hard to film when the cameras keep shutting off. It's like, it makes me not want to film when this situation happens. Finally, I figured out a trick. So I put a drill bit through the hose and pushed it through, and if you look down the hole, you can see there's a drill bit right there, and I was able to stiffen up the hose enough to push it through that tiny hole. So now I just gotta get the drill bit out. But that sucked. That took me some time to do. But there's a little trick for you if you need to push your hose through. Slide a little drill bit or some kind of a small wire, something that's gonna stiffen up that hose so you can work it back and forth to get in there. So, whew. Yeah, baby, cool. All right, you son of a bitch. Ah, okay, now we got fresh hoses in there. There's going to be another one for the other filter, which I believe one of these is for the primer bulb and the other one is just to pull fuel into the carb. So we got that on there. Drop that down. Pull the excess back. Cool. Both fuel filters in there. Good to go. Whew! What a pain in the ass. Okay, so all that dicking around, I was trying to get the mechanism working right, which hopefully you can see on the camera right here. So you push the button, it won't let you push, it's a safety feature. You have to push down and you can let go, and then it locks it back in place. I had to figure out that mechanism. So that's done. All these screws go in here like this. These are like the longer screws. And then in this handle that goes across here, they get the smaller ones, like the shorter length ones. Awesome, we're making headway now. I have one screw here, but I think there's two still inside of there. Yep. All right, gonna just do another recap again. The cameras keep shutting off because it's so freaking hot in here. The air conditioner just cannot keep up, and it's 107 outside. What we did was we ran the two hoses through, and they both have filters on the end of them. One of them goes to the primer bulb, the other one goes to the carburetor itself. That's where we're at. Let's put some of these parts back on just so we don't lose them. Okay, great. We got a primer bulb right here. This one that comes out, goes to the primer bulb, and then we have a fresh one that will go from the primer bulb to the bowl. So this one will go to the carburetor itself. This one will go to the primer bulb, and I can cut this a lot shorter. I just didn't because I want to make sure I had enough. Cool. Inlet, curb, cool. And I might have to still cut it a little shorter. That's the choke, the throttle plate down there. Okay. This guy will go to the primer bulb. Okay. And this can still be cut a little more shorter. About right here, see where that gets us. Primer bulb. We have a gasket right here, which was the original gasket. And you know what? This gasket seems perfectly fine to me. We're gonna just send it because this one I had to modify. It's a lot thinner. We're just gonna go with this guy. We're gonna put them back on. Perfect. It fits on there. It's gonna be super. Well, first things first. First put this gasket on. Okay, done. And this throttle one might be a chore. I think it'll be that complicated, but then again, I said that about changing the hoses out on this thing, and that sucked. Okay. So get the throttle cable hooked back up. Gasket's got to go back in place, which you can't really see it, but you saw how we laid it on there, and it also has little holes in it, so it stays in place relatively. Our gasket, go in there like this. Fit this in there. Put our choke lever on, like this. Then we got an air filter somewhere, right here. Huh. And it's a little extra long. We're gonna cut it. Perfect. Put this cover on. Okay, put some fuel in it. See if it primes. Yeah, it's priming. We got a primer bulb working. So I just pulled the cover off again. When I was revving it, I wasn't getting full rev, so I was off a tooth. Unlike the old carburetor, there was literally, I think there was 2 holes. On this one, there's like 5 different holes. So it was off one, and I just tested it, and I have the full stroke. And we may have to adjust the idle just a little bit too, slightly, so we'll see about that. Let's take it for a burn. So a little bit of adjustment on the high and low of the carburetor, and I think I dialed it in. Starts perfect and idles before it wasn't idling. So she's running well, we fixed her, she's got a new carburetor in there, and she's ready to cut some logs. So let's take this thing up to Palomar Mountain and get to work. And just like that, we're back here in Palomar Mountain, California. I got some basic safety equipment on, I got some gloves, I got some electric earmuffs, I'm ready to go. Anyways, let's fire this thing up, let's see how she does, and let's cut some wood. She cuts, she does a good job. I'm happy with the chain that I put on here. Good stuff, very good stuff. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Punky's World. I hope you're looking forward to seeing me in the next episode. All right, I gotta get back to work now. A lot more cutting to do.